Hey, hey, I did the thing with the counting. Did you guys see that? Check this out. Look at my logo, my name, my logo, my name. I think it's working. I don't know. It says I'm on Facebook or something too, which is hilarious. I don't know if that's working. Periscope. Am I on Periscope? I don't know. Could be working. But yeah, I upgraded my thing. My computer is still super crusty and old. That new one hasn't come yet. But yeah, I think I'm live. I think it worked. Look what I can do. Watch this. Watch this. Watch the bottom. Oh. Oh, see that? Did you see that? Oh, I made the little thing. Oh, wait, watch this. Wait, hold up. 1 second. No sound. People are saying no sound. That's terrible. Can you hear me or no? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? One dude says he can't hear me. So I'm sure that dude is trolling me. Can you hear me? Now I have to go check. You guys can hear me? Great. We only see you. I hear me. I can hear me. Can you hear me? I hear me. Okay. Anyways, watch this. Okay, watch the ticker on the bottom. Wait for it. Can you see that? It says, do you see that? Is it really good? It says your mom watches my live streams every night before bed. She loves my TA. Yeah. Yep, I did that. Watch. I got one more. Hold up. Okay, I'll quit this one. I'm going to do a dad joke for you guys, okay? What time do you go to the dentist? 2:30. 2:30. Okay? Anyways, let's go back to this one. Oh, this is awesome, guys. I've got like stuff. I look professionals. I look like a professional. Anyways, I am now live streaming here on YouTube. Why? Let's talk about Bitcoin. There's blood in the streets, fear, panic, fear, uncertainty, doubt, FUD. That's what FUD stands for. For any of you who see FUD and don't know, that's what it stands for. Hey, did you know that I could do this? Check that out. Get rid of it. Oh, sorry. You don't like the logo? Oh, it's gone. All right. Anyways, yeah, everyone's in a panic, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. Nothing bad happening here in life. All are good. All is well. Nothing goes straight up. Bitcoin can correct. It's fine. It's not a big deal, right? Let's see what else I can do. Watch this. Wait. Watch this. Oh, I'm in the Matrix. I need to figure out how to add music. I had the countdown, but I need do I look like super high quality now? Like I didn't before. Oh, see that? Yeah, man, I'm having one of my ADHD days, if you can't tell. Wrote a newsletter this morning. Then for the first time in years, I sat down and made an entire remix, which I put on YouTube of Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. Did it 2 hours. It's not mixed. It's not mastered. I'll probably delete it. But, yes, Ethan, I know you can tell. Thanks. So I made some music. You guys are going to sit here and whine about bear markets and cry about everything. Yeah, lost millions of dollars. I'm going to make some music. So, hey, guys. Francisco says, Scott, let me go to, wait, I think I can look at your comments up here. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't see all the comments, I don't think. I think it's different comics over here. But yeah, everyone yelled at me. I was selling stuff 40K, 36K. Hey, I was even selling at 33K. Never sell. Goes up forever. You can never sell. It's going to only go up. Yeah, it probably will. And I think it will. But you know what? Sometimes your crypto portfolio is way too big and you need to take some money out and put it into other things. And if you're a professional trader and you never take profit, then you're not a professional trader because you're not paying your bills with your income from trading. So yes, I've taken some profit. Still feels terrible to see the portfolio go down. But let's go ahead. Oh, first, yeah, as you can see, Femex is the sponsor. Their link is in the description. I think I'm doing the thing. Okay. And also sign up for my newsletter. It's great. It's great. And I think that we're on Twitter right now. So I'm going to go ahead and open a blank Bitcoin chart. Let's see. Oh, did that work? I think it worked. This is so much better than Zoom. Zoom was garbage for this. Someone said they'll master it for me. Cool. Probably get taken down. Copyright violations. That's how my music career basically ended in the first place. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I had like 30 million listens on SoundCloud and all this stuff. And then I basically got cease and desisted by Universal Records. They canceled me. I got canceled by Universal Records, and they took down all of my music from everywhere on the web, every SoundCloud widget where it embedded and everything. And that was it. That was it. I got canceled, yo. I got canceled so much earlier than most people got canceled, which is good. So let's take a look. I'm just going to open a blank chart, right? Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on. First of all, before we even look at a chart, you should just recognize the fact that nothing has fundamentally changed. Just went up really fast and really far. No big deal. Let it cool off. Institutions are buying. We see BlackRock news coming that they're interested with 2 funds. You got Scaramucci over here screaming about Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's doing his GigaChad thing on a daily basis. I mean, guys, Bitcoin's awesome. And these people are not buying so they can sell it a week later. Short-term capital gains. We're not seeing huge inflows into exchanges. We're seeing outflows. These guys are buying. They're going to put it away. These are the whale games, the same ones we've always seen. You know, unless you're like a high leverage trader who took a position at 39,000 or, you know, took way too big a position, you shouldn't be panicking here. If you're an investor, you should be looking to buy dips and check your portfolio in a couple of years. But anyways, let's check out the daily chart. Obviously, let me scoot this over. First thing that jumps out to me here. Whoa, this is my thing is, this is not working very well. Oh, come on. Right. You obviously have this, right? If we're going to be looking for a signal at some point that Bitcoin's going to go back up, I would say that that's the first line you should be watching, right? FUD, double spend, FUD. How are you not discussing this? Shake my head. I'm not discussing it because it was a $21 transaction, and Antonopoulos has actually already addressed it in a long thread explaining it. And I think it's false FUD from one poor report. So go read something, you know, and enrich your life. Read a book, buy some land, have a conversation. So I would say that this is your first line that you need to worry about, right? All of this looks like it could be consolidation. Problem is we do have rising volume on the sell-off, so maybe it's distribution, and we'll get some price action heading back down here. But I'm not so sure. So a lot of people were drawing this line, all right? Oh my God, our pennant is broken. We're dead, bro. No more pennant. Well, first of all, many times when you see a pennant, it breaks down and becomes a flag. So you get a horizontal channel instead. Second of all, that's not a pennant. Why? Here's the high. When you're drawing a trend line for a pattern, you can't start before the move is over and the new pattern is developing. So if you were drawing a pennant, it would not be off that low. It would be something like this. Fair enough, but it broke after touching on one. So let's see what a channel here would look like. This is just an idea, but this would be fun, right? Something like this. This this is not a valid channel yet, right? But if that broke down and created a bull flag, pennants often turn to flags, and everybody screams that support is broken, and then it's all fine. Get that a little more surgical, right? So support broke. I like this channel idea because you have the support here, support here, support here. Today's breaking, but it could still close above 32.88 and support head up. But let's zoom this into the 4 hour. And I might have drawn this somewhere else. I think I drew this on another chart, but I'm starting blank. So here, let me fix it for the 4 hour. Right there, right? So everybody has been screaming what number? 25,000, bro. Got to go to 25,000. Has to. Okay, well, first, let's draw the two demand zones that are obvious here on the 4 hour chart. Right? See, we had that 20% correction here in like 2 days and basically in 1 day, and it bounced. Right? And this is where price exited and moved up quickly. So what does that mean? It leaves orders behind. That's why we have demand. When you draw supply and demand zones, you can draw a 4 hour supply right here that has not been touched, right? There's so many ways to view it, ways to skin a cat, it's all the same thing. But basically you take, for supply, you take the last up candle, that little gray candle right there before a major move down. Means there's orders left over, people still willing to sell. And if you've been following me, I said, listen, when we approach this area, it's going to be I could even draw it like this. It's going to be a really, really tough nut to crack because there was a lot of selling here, really strong selling. If you recall, this was the largest volume on a day because the candles next to each other that we had since March 12th. Real selling, even though if you zoom in, we had some buying in there too. Right? Tacky Chan 7 says diagonals are BS. So, bro, go draw your own damn chart. Get out of here. Nobody needs your negativity. Harshing my mellow. Anyways, so yeah, and that's what happened, right? We had this move up and it stopped basically right under that and came down. So we had all this. We have leftover buy orders here, and that's why you bounce out of these areas. It runs into the bids. Buying starts, people FOMO in, and it goes up. We're seeing the same thing here, right? Bro, diagonals are whack. Crack is whack. Go get some new horizontals or you're the sucky, bad technical analyst. I think I was just Keanu Reeves in Point Break. I'm not sure. Brody. Yeah, so we'll get him when he comes back. He's not coming back. This is that kind of 25-ish area. This is actually in the 26s. That's how you would draw it on the 4 hour, but I like it like this because this whole area hasn't been retested except for right here. So let's just take a box. Take a box. What's in the box? Maybe like this. I don't know about that top wick there being necessary, so something like that, like that. Huge area of demand. But if price breaks here, by the way, we could bounce from here and moon and shut up. Then you can all shut up. But I drew it when it was up here earlier, and I said it would probably break down here and retest. So we have that retest, which is not ideal, of that EQ, right? It broke below, retested, but something like this. Right? This brings us, maybe it does like one of these. People get excited. It retests here. It comes back down into this 2060 something-ish area, and then, runs into here and comes back to test that. And, we consolidate here for a while, and then we move. Right? And that last arrow goes like this because that's ridiculous. We need to go off screen. Would that be bearish? No, it's not bearish. It's fine. We're going to feel really bad about our portfolios when that happens. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to see questions at the same time. And I've got like the questions open on, apparently there's people looking at this on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Someone said they're trying to catch me on the piano. It's cool. I am on Facebook. So someone said, hey, mate, look, watch this. Oh, watch this. Oh, wait, that's not it. Don't listen to the haters. Dogs can't. Oh, that's a cool comment too, though. But this is one I was trying to get. Look at that. I can put your comments up there so we can talk about them. Amazing. Hey, mate, just a quick question. When do you draw a diagonal and when do you draw a horizontal? I mean, it's a bit confusing. Can you please explain? Everybody has their own strategy is the answer, and there's no definitive answer to that. I personally like a combination. When I originally learned technical analysis, it was classical chart patterns. So, head and shoulders and channels and diamond patterns and pennants and bull flags and all of those things. So my first instinct when I pull up a chart is to just draw a few obvious horizontal support and resistance levels and then find where there's resistance on a diagonal. It's just the way that I trade. It's the way that I do it. I like to keep it simple. Yeah. So that's your answer. God, how do I get rid of the comment now? It's going to be there forever. Oh, look, I did it. I scrolled back. I found it. Yeah, people, I accidentally, I think I'm in live streaming on my old music Facebook page. So there's a lot of confused people there. Kind of like the people who used to follow me on Twitter because I talked about music. Let me go back to this. Okay. Well, we're getting a little bouncier right out of that area, right? Strong demand. Okay, so maybe all that happens, right? Maybe all that happens. Let's go ahead and delete all this. Yeah. Sure, let me show you my fibs. Oh, you can even see it on the daily. Clean, right? I mean, listen, this is consolidating here. I don't know what it's going to do, but yeah, whatever. Oh, let's go back to the 4 hour. Actually, there's one thing everybody was kind of watching, so it's worth addressing because it could be a thing. Everybody was screaming about this, so probably a good time to discuss it, right? Just happened to jump into my mind when I looked at the chart, right? And then that didn't really happen. So this would be your neckline. People like do this weird thing where they need everything to be horizontal. So like you'll see people just do this, like when they draw head and shoulders, like here's the neckline. No, it's not. Neckline doesn't have to be horizontal. The pattern can be tilted. This is what it looks like. So yeah, that broke down, and it broke down with strong volume. So that is technically a complex head and shoulders, kind of has 2 right shoulders. That's not great. Not going to lie to you. Doesn't mean it's going to go any deeper, but this is theoretically your target from that pattern. I didn't even address this earlier. I hadn't even thought about it. I'll take you right back to the previous all-time high. 19-ish. So if that happens, I don't think it will. These patterns rarely reach their targets, but yeah, then you're looking at that. And let's go find that line. Got to go back a couple years, right? Still streaming on a whack computer, no matter how good my tech looks. Still whack. It's amazing. I got that really nice computer back there that like does better stuff. That's not the line. I'm going to have to zoom in here. I'm sure you guys are jabbering and yabbering in the comments. I'm just really not looking, trying to do my TAs, bro. Your mom likes my TA. We've established this. Come on, lock in there. On Bitstamp, it was 19666. Wow, that is a sinister number, right? So that would be exactly where that head and shoulders would target logarithmically, right? I can show you that here. Call the breakdown was right about there on an angle. So yeah, right about there. Would that be bearish? I don't know. Fine. It's cool. I don't think it's going to do that, by the way. Not really that worried about it. But like if you even eyeball a daily chart, there's not that many areas. Like this area could be retested, the 23s to 24s, right? There was a lot of price action there before it exited. Then you have this little area here and this area, which we're already testing. So I don't think it's a big deal. Do you? But let's pull some fibs, right? Let's call the move, this move, I would say was here, right? We got to the all-time high, basically, depending on what exchange. It got rejected. We'll even call it here. And then started fresh. God, why is it red? Everybody hates red. Red is dead. Ooh, Bitcoin's bouncing a little bit. All right. So that's your Fibonacci retracement levels for this move from 17,569 to 42,000 on the dot. By the way, let's step back. Bitcoin's $42,000 like a week and a half ago. $42,000, and you guys are pissed off that it's 32,304. 32,304 was like an insane wet dream not long ago. But anyways, you want more confluence for that 26, 27 area, you would have a golden pocket retrace, which is between the 61, and then we can even add a 65% fib if we want. I don't see why we need to, but people call it the 21 to the 26. So if you ever wanted to do that, we'll just do it here, whatever. 0.65. That didn't work. Didn't work at all. Did not work because I wrote 65. You got to put a 0.65, right? So this area between these two, look, you want to see something else cool? You can even change that color of it. Make that one red. I'm just going to make it blue though. But yeah, you can change the color of individual fibs to give you a little more info. But yeah, so this would be the golden pocket, and that lines up exactly with that cluster of price action that I showed you guys, right? So like, I'm really interested in Bitcoin between 26 and 26.9. I'm going to address a question that I just saw. Wait, let me see if I can do the thing where I make it come up on the screen. No, I don't recommend leverage trading for anyone that hasn't been trading. And if you do, extremely low leverage, even for pros, right? You do not need to be trading with leverage. Leverage, the myth of leverage to people who have just started trading is, well, I only have $100, but I can use 10x leverage and trade as if it's 1,000. They're just going to lose $100 really fast. Okay. So we're bouncing a little bit here. That's cool. It would be nice to hold this 38.2, hold this area that I showed you before. But these are the fibs that matter. And we can even, let's draw fibs all the way back to March, right? If we consider 42 really a top in this bottom down here. Okay, I'll make those red. I'll make them pink. Zoom back in. Well, you can see that where we are, I think I drew those right. Let me just confirm. I don't understand why some people reverse their fibs, by the way. You want a retracement back. So you can see that the area we're in is the 23.6 of the entire move, right? And is also the 38.2 of the smaller move. This is a lot of support here. That's why you're seeing all of this. If you're a fibber, one who fibs. What's the maximum leverage any exchange has? I mean, I've seen like 1,000x leverage on Forex and stuff, but generally in crypto, 100, 200. And nobody needs to touch that. You're a degenerate ass if you feel compelled to trade any size with 100x leverage. Unless, of course, you're taking a position where your stop loss is even less than 1%, in which case leverage is irrelevant. That's what people don't realize. The amount of the leverage that you use is irrelevant depending on where your stop loss is, except for, of course, having less money on the exchange, counterparty risk, things like that. You do not need that, Joe Wiley. You don't need that at all. So those are your kind of fib levels if you're a fibber, if you're one who fibs. So listen, like I view this line as the final boss, right? And nothing's easy in these markets, right? When you think you've got it figured out, that's when the whales they place it deep in you, whatever it may be. I mean, look, right? We got here. This is hilarious, and I was laughing so hard that day. Like Bitstamp broke here. And like people were calling me and they were like, God, dude, you got to get on my live stream, celebrate all-time high. And then one person would be like, but we didn't make an all-time high on Binance. And someone would be like, but we might have got it on Coinbase. And they were like, but we didn't get it on Bitstamp. And then, of course, it got rejected and left a question mark for like, what, 10 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. And it didn't break. So nobody even knew if we had an all-time high or not. Right? Look at Ethereum. Let's look at ETH. This is a messy chart right now, but first of all, right here, a couple of weeks ago, Twitter was celebrating an all-time high. I literally kept going to check the chart because I kept seeing tweets that Ethereum had made an all-time high, and it wasn't even really that close. I actually posted a meme of Leon Lett on the Cowboys, not a meme, a video, where he like picked up the fumble and he's running into the end zone. And he puts the ball out, and the tiniest little white dude that ever played football at the BB, I think it was his name, on the Bills, runs down and slaps it out of his hand at like the 1 yard line. That's what everyone was doing about Ethereum. And they did it again 2 days ago. If you're reading my newsletter, I said, y'all don't have to look very back very far in history to Bitcoin to say that it ain't going to be easy, right? They're not going to make it easy on you. It was rejected. It's going to take time. There's a lot of people that want to sell here. We had this dragonfly here, which, by the way, most people think this is a bullish candle. That's a bearish candle when it's at the top. It's a bullish candle when it's at the bottom. And now we have a huge candle spread going down. So in theory, according to this, if this closed like this, you would expect more downside. I'll be buying. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy all that, right? So now at this point, if you're trading ETH, you want to be above this. You want to take it there, right? God, my lines don't work. Or grab it down here. I don't even know where these lines are coming from. I just know they got to be good because I drew them. Damn, dude. I don't know where those lines are coming from. They're ancient. Oh, there you go. Out on the weekly. Right? Look at that chart. My God. By the way, Ethereum, epic double bottom, break of the neckline, hit every single target and flip them on the way up. And if you were rolling with me, we were smashing all of those. Oh, smashing. You guys smash like buttons. I'm a YouTuber now. I've got the official stuff. That means you have to smash the like button. Right? So keep smashing. I have some other charts open over here, a few alts that we were watching in the newsletter. And you can see they look fine in the Bitcoin pairs. Like Bitcoin dominance is dropping with Bitcoin, which is great because if Bitcoin was rising, dominance was rising with Bitcoin going down, we would be seeing alt slaughter. I mean, this shit went up like, oh man, we had that right in the green box yesterday. Look at that move. It was happening on the live stream yesterday. I was just celebrating so hard. So real quick, I'm going to come back to the charts in a minute, but I'm going to look at a few of your guys' comments here. There's people like commenting from not YouTube. It's really weird. Scott, what about using 100x leverage? Oh, look, I can do this. Scott, what about using 100x leverage on Bitcoin with an extremely tight stop loss and hope it jumps in your favor, then letting it ride? I don't know. What about putting all of your money on 17 on the roulette table and hoping that it hits? It's stupid. Don't do it. Please. Look, someone said my Depeche Mode remix is dope. Handy Rams, my friends. It's cool. Scott, what about XRP? What about XRP? Can you even trade it? Does it exist? Look at this. He really said it. Not kidding. Where are you going to trade this? Where are you going to trade this? You can't trade this. XRP doesn't exist on exchanges in the United States. So yeah, I guess elsewhere, sure. I did not rickroll you with the mix that I dropped. So look, let's see, it appears that Bitcoin is actually bouncing a little bit. And actually, it's kind of bouncing kind of hard, it would appear. Let's see. Oh. That's cool. That's cool. I can do that. What are you drinking? It's coffee. Coffee. This is much cooler than having a huge Zoom logo going across my thing. I just changed the banner for you guys. What are we doing here? We're going to look at Bitcoin because it's bouncing. It's a pretty nice bounce. Oh, yeah. So we didn't talk about the trading range. This was the highs at 42, and then we had that huge move on strong volume that came down on January 11th-ish, right? That formed a trading range. That's how you draw these ranges. You see everyone talking about ranges? That's a range, not rover range, right? So within that trading range, we have a new market structure, right? You made a high, you made a low, a lower high, right? So this kind of becomes quote unquote bearish if you make a lower low, because then you have high, low, lower high, lower low. Not what you want. Right now, if this bounced, we would have a higher low. That's how you get like a bull pennant, right? You could, it's not the highest of higher lows, but you could get one of these kind of situations. I'm not saying this is the case. That's not even there. But that, you get this pennant. Symmetrical triangle. For the geometry majors. Imagine if you were a geometry major in college, like a 9th grade class was the furthest you got, and you had to do that in college. But what I was kind of looking for, may not happen, of course, is that, we'd have this drop high, and then we would sweep the lows of the range, right? Because there was a lot of buying here, and you catch a wick like in here, it closes above and heads up. So listen, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just trying to show you all the areas of interest where you could theoretically buy, maybe get a bounce, maybe try to take position, but I like this range because you got the high, the low, the lower high, but then look at this, like where did this move die, right? It broke below the EQ. That's the 50% level of any range. Rejected, 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 dump, right? And it was supported here, supported here. So it's a strong, if you were going to draw, when you draw support and resistance, you come over to the right. You start with your bias is towards newer price action. You go back. So you'd immediately jump to right there, right? Because it's the top of this move. And you'd see this line sort of pulling back. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. And oh, look, it got it right there. Oh, snap, right there too. Oh, and you would draw the line back. Fibs do the same thing. EQs of ranges, fibs, all these things, So listen, like if you see a wick down below this swing low and you see that candle close above this, that's a really good sign that this could be heading up. Bullish SFP, engineered liquidity down here, and a move going up. Right? Right. Spectacular. I really like DOT, guys. I don't know if I can scream it loud enough, but I really like DOT. Let me go back to this thing because it's really fun for me to look at this thing. Let me go to your comments. Buy Hive. Where are your targets on Bitcoin bids, Scott? All the places I just talked about. You could buy some here, maybe stop out. Buy some in the 26s, maybe stop out. Buy some in the 20s, maybe you stop out. Maybe it goes to zero and you become a poor person, right? How do you manage your stop loss on Bitcoin pairs when Bitcoin is dumping? Should we switch our stop loss to the USDT pair? I assume that you're talking about on alts, alt Bitcoin pairs. That's not something I generally do, but a lot of people do, and it makes a lot of sense because you basically don't get screwed twice. Some people like that. I'm not judging, right? But if you put your stop loss on the USDT pair, then you stop out and you don't then go into Bitcoin, which is also dumping and continues down. So it's all about your own priorities. Personally, I'm generally trading alts on the Bitcoin pair because I want more Bitcoin. So I don't care if Bitcoin up or down doesn't affect how much Bitcoin I have, right? So yeah, I can't place a stop loss on Coinbase Exchange. What do you prefer to trade on instead? I believe I don't trade on Coinbase, but if you go to pro.coinbase, you can trade like a actual adult and not like a child, which is all they offer to you on Coinbase. You can set all those orders. What about the double top on the daily of Bitcoin? Let's look. Let's have a look. I love the double top question. Okay. I don't know if you're talking about, first of all, there isn't one. I'm going to go ahead and just preface that before we talk about it. But this is a good opportunity to talk about double tops. I'm assuming you would be, look, my magnet got me again. Got to turn that magnet off. That's the rookie XBT magnet. That dude trades like $12 billion contracts. He's like 15 years old. It's awesome. First of all, I don't view those as close enough. 42 and 40, maybe they're within like 5%. So yeah, you could view that. But what is a double top? A double top is not formed. Let's even say that this came up all the way to here and you had like an actual double top. People scream double top when this happens. It does not exist unless the swing low is broken between the two. So it's just an idea, right? You cannot trade a pattern that's just an idea. You can just trade pattern when you actually have confirmation. And that confirmation would come in the form of a break of this line and a close below. So there's no double top there. And effectively, you end up with the same thing as that head and shoulders. If it did double top and you do consider those close enough, then if that breaks, yeah, that's even worse, to be honest. Takes you back down to the previous all-time high. Maybe we're going there. Someone just asked me if I can sing Kubota's song. You guys might not know this about me, but there's an artist named Toshi Kubota who I toured with in Japan. I started with him on his 20th anniversary tour. He's kind of like the Michael Jackson of Japan. We played stadiums all over Japan. All of his songs are in Japanese. I rehearsed them and played them hundreds of times. I have no idea what the words are, so I would butcher it. But they always throw in like a couple words in English just to fool you. His most famous song was called La 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 Love Song. So it went like, Ma wale ma, what a merry-go-round. Kishita merry, la 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 love song. So there's like 7 words in English in there that are dope that I know. But yes, I can sing the song. I played that song 500 times, maybe more. Let's see what else we're doing here. What about that, bro? I don't know, man. Thoughts on the DXY this year in its relation to Bitcoin? That's a cool question. I like that question. Let's look. First of all, they've finally become a bit decoupled, but I always have had this Bitcoin DXY chart because everyone was always screaming about the relationship between the stock market and Bitcoin and how, they traded the same. And I was like, nah, that's dumb. The reality is that most things just trade inverse to the dollar, right? It does not take a genius to see it. My 5-year-old could look at this chart and go, those lines are different. Bitcoin's blue, DXY here, right? I mean, huge opposing price action. It's very obvious, even when you zoom in more, the ups or the downs, down to the ups. Well, right now they're both going down, right? But it's a very short time frame here. So you can't say that they're moving together necessarily, but this week, the last 2 weeks, we're seeing them both go down. I'm still a huge dollar bear. I don't care how much it bounces. I think it's going back to like 2009 levels, 2010 levels. And that should be really, really good for Bitcoin. But you can see that these are not correlated. They're inversely correlated, if anything, right? I don't like to think of it as so simple as dollar down, Bitcoin up, because it kind of is insulting to Bitcoin in my mind. But yeah, see what else we got here. DOT is the U.S. government coin for the Department of Transportation. It's cool, funny. You're more funny here than Twitter. Why is that? Says, see, I don't know how to cancel someone's comments once they're already there. I'm like scrolling back, trying to find that. What about the double top? I don't know, bro. But maybe I can do this. You're more funny here than Twitter. Why is that? Because you can see my face and it's fucking amazing. Is that enough? I don't know. Because Twitter is only a couple characters and here you get to see someone's actual personality. But my face on Twitter is like this. People say it's a misrepresentation and that I should put a funnier photo. And I tell them to eat it because I don't care. I was going to say something more inappropriate. Then I realized that I'm now like streaming on Facebook and my mom's friends are probably watching. It's bad. Hey, Scott, please tell me something about I tried to click on your comment, dude. There it is. Please tell me something about Elrond eGold. Every day of a partnership recently with Samsung. Why the market does not notice it? Projects with no future are growing. I don't understand it. Okay, let's look. Let's look. I mean, I don't know. I opened the USDT pair on accident, but we'll take a look. Let's see. Loading because my stink computer. Your picture on Twitter is like you're the most serious person on the entire planet. I'm very serious. Very serious. If you don't think that the market has noticed, I don't know what chart you're watching. This is one of the most bullish charts I've seen. Just because it happened to stop and consolidate after pulling, I don't know, 8x, 7x from here. Look at this thing. It went down, perfect rounding bottoms, heading up. I have no concern about this. I've been buying it. But yeah, you see, like, they have a lot of news, so it's not going to just react to all the news all the time. Did you guys even notice that I just changed the banner? Like, I did that seamlessly. I don't have a producer. I'm producing myself. Man, I'm half man, half amazing, to be honest. I could literally just throw a video at you guys right now. Do you even know I could do that? Right. I'm going to find some really cool things to do with this at some point. I can tell you that. Didn't even know that I would do that. That was my theme music. That, by the way, is a song I produced. That's the beginning of my podcast. I made that. What do you think is a good ETH Bitcoin price to switch over? I don't know. Let's look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I might have it open already. 1 second. Now I have to remember to share my screen again. Dude, this is awesome. Like, I feel professional. Is that it? Did I do it? Did it? Well, I drew, here's every level you need to care about. So yes, the irony of the Ethereum all-time high is that kind of not really, right? I mean, that was at 0.156 Bitcoin at one point. Yeah, it's about 30% of that ish, 30 something percent of that right now. 40. Not great. I love Ethereum. That's why I think it has more upside. But like kind of better to be in Bitcoin. So this is every level I would be watching on this chart personally. And the last 4 weeks on this weekly chart have been amazing. It's been crushing Bitcoin, right? It's really good. And not much reaction here. You can zoom in. Like today, we see Bitcoin diving, but Ethereum kind of doesn't care against Bitcoin. That's real good, right? It's actually flipping a daily level to support. I like Ethereum Bitcoin here. I'd rather buy Ethereum than Bitcoin today, if you had to ask me. I wish the chart took up the whole screen and your picture was in the lower right corner. Oh, you know what? I think we can do that. Oh, don't want to look at my face? Don't look at my face. Watch this. No logo either. You want full screen? There. See, your wish is my command. So yeah, back on Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, the bounce off here, maybe head up to here. So I think that this looks good, right? You had this big move, consolidation, another move up, probably consolidate, maybe another move up. So that'd be cool. That'd be super cool. I'll go back here and put my face back on though, because I want to look at me. I don't know what I look like. Go to know. What are you using for this and the comments? I'm using this thing called StreamYard.com. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally signed up for this like 45 minutes ago. I was making music and signed up for this, and I was like, put your logo, and I uploaded a logo. It's so awesome. It's really cool. This dude said he's about to blow my load. You guys are weird, man. You guys are weird. Let's see what this comment is. As my portfolio grows to be larger than my yearly salary, any advice on starting to actively trade and taking out regularly, hopefully, profit? It's actually like dead serious. That's a great question. And that's why I started selling stuff. First of all, this does not apply to you, Freddie, but if you are a trader, you have to take profit. In 2017, I was in a couple like Discord groups and stuff. And every single Friday at a fixed time, like 4:30 p.m., I would take profit. Like if I had made money, even if I had lost, actually, generally, because I felt like I needed a weekly salary, it was all I was doing for money was trading. And price kept going up, you know what I mean? But every Friday at like 4 o'clock, 4:30, I would take profit. If I made a certain amount that week, I would take 50% out of what I made, something like that, right? And people thought I was fucking nuts. They said, "You're insane, bro. Like, Bitcoin's a new paradigm. You never sell, never sell." I was like, dude, I have too much of this stuff. I need dollars. I need money. So I would sell every Friday. I would take a paycheck, right? Obviously, it didn't work too well in 2018, but people thought I was nuts. And I was taking paychecks when Bitcoin was 12,000, 15,000, 13,000, 17,000, 20,000. And then it was 3,000. Everyone was real quiet then when I was just spread eagle dunking on their heads. You have to take money out sometimes. I'm not saying like if you're trading and you're up 3, 4x, just take a bunch out. Take a bunch out. It's not a big deal. But if you're going to be a trader, and more importantly, if at any point your portfolio is big enough to be life-changing money, take some out. You know what I mean? Like I always talk to my friends who've got some money about, how much is enough? Like it's the classic age-old question. If you have $1 million, you want $2 million. If you have $2 million, you want $5 million. If you have 5, you want 10, 10, 20. But you have to think in multiples. If you have $4 million, does it change your life at all to have $6 million? No. Right? Your life, you can do the same thing. So maybe you have to now get to like 10 or 20 to all of a sudden be like, yeah, I like take private jets and stuff and generational wealth or whatever. But like, if you're staring at a portfolio that's a couple $1,000,000 and it would fundamentally change your life, who cares if you miss another $1 million or $2 million? Or for you, it may be 10,000 and 20,000 or 100 and 200, right? You take profit when it's meaningful in your life. It's just, you have to. You have to. Scott, how much? I know that I can correct. Brent, my favorite commenter. How much would I give my kids to trade with? I wouldn't give them anything. I wouldn't teach them to trade. My daughter comes in and like looks at the chart and she makes jokes. Yesterday, she said one of the funniest things I've ever heard when we were watching the inauguration. She said, why does everyone on the stage look like Joe Biden? We almost lost it when she said that. All old white dudes. But anyways, coming back, how much would you give your kids to trade with? Well, so, I mean, I have, crypto all over the place, but I have multi-sig with Casa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but it's a 3 of 5 wallet, 3 of 5 system where you need access to 3 out of 5 separate wallets to sign a transaction and send Bitcoin. So it's very secure. I view that wallet as my savings account and as like my kids' future. So I'm saving for them all the time. That's the Bitcoin I intend to never sell. I'll give it to them, whatever. But if I was going to give them a bit to learn to invest, I mean, at this point, I would teach them a lesson, Scott, with I would give them a bit of Bitcoin, and I would also teach them about holding USDC on like a Voyager, or BlockFi, or a Celsius, and watching how fast it grows with 9% interest. Because that's the lesson that I learned as a kid when you could actually save dollars. Now, dollars are for spending, Bitcoin's for saving. You can't save dollars anymore. You got to get rid of them. Invest in other things. But like, I want my kids to understand the power of compounding. I don't really want them to, I don't really care if they learn to trade. Learning to trade is kind of like teaching a kid to play poker. I don't know if that's really the thing. Scott loves him some black people. Yeah, this is a great comment. My kids ask about Bitcoin. I tell them to learn how to program. Yeah, I was joking with this. I had guest on the podcast, CEO of Nervos, and he was basically like, yeah, I learned to code because I was like a kid who played video games, and really learning to code now is probably more valuable than going to college at some point. Dollars are spending, Bitcoins are saving. Yeah, USDC. Ah, yes, USDC. Ah, yes, USDC. Ah, yeah, USDC. Yeah, I mean, you can earn 9.5% interest on that. It's insane. It's insane. If you had $1 million and you put it on one of these platforms, which compound monthly, some of them weekly, like Celsius, after a couple years, you don't have to work anymore. Just live off the interest. It's that simple. If you trust the platforms and whatever. Thoughts on Dogecoin? It's awesome. What's the best decentralized interest exchange? I don't know. Everyone has their preference. I use Voyager, BlockFi, Celsius. I'm checking out Nexo. I like to keep everything spread around to eliminate counterparty risk. If I get hacked or if one of them goes down, they don't all go down at the same time. Thoughts on Nexo versus Voyager? Somebody asked. I'm just exploring Nexo. I love Voyager. I've been with them since like the day they launched. They've sponsored my podcast, my newsletter. I'm friends with them. I trust them. I know that they have my best interests at heart. So I'm just a huge supporter. It's where I trade. And the fact that I can trade there, and when I'm sitting on my hands and not trading, I'm earning, up to 6% interest on Bitcoin and 9.5%. Oh, and by the way, like I bought VGX tokens so that I would get a 1% bonus, and VGX went up like 600% or something. Thank you. Thanks for all the free money, Voyager. So yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing platform. Listen, they have downside things. I can't day trade there. They don't have stop losses. But for investing and, taking longer swing positions and things like that, I love it. Someone said, wait, you get 9% monthly on Voyager. Let's click on that comment so you guys can see it from 13 Karate Kid. Karate Kid. Are you the Karate Kid? And you're 13? He was about that age in that movie. He was probably 15. Sweep the leg. Finish him. Put him in a body bag. Yes, you can get 8.5% if you don't hold VGX and 9.5% if you do. How you like them apples? Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you have $1 million, you're making, forget even monthly compounding, so it's higher, but you're making $95,000 a year just parking your money there. You guys have seen Going Parabolic, Jason Williams, right? He calls himself the interest king of BlockFi. He posts it every day. It's like, $700,000 more in interest this month. What do I think about legal action by CSW to take down BTC white paper? I think that Craig Wright is a bitch-made loser who needs to disappear. He's not Satoshi. Nobody likes you. Everybody wants to punch you in the face. Go away. That's what I think of CSW. Sorry. That wasn't nice. That was not nice. Hedera Stan says you get that interest on what? So 9.5% on USDC. It's about 6% on Bitcoin, a few percent, 4 or 5% on Ethereum, and then like Link and a bunch of others are 3% and less. And it's paid in kind. So if you're holding Bitcoin, your interest is paid in Bitcoin. If you're holding USDC, your interest is paid in USDC. Yes, you can use Voyager even as a small account. That's so important, guys. You don't have to. I know I'm talking about huge sums of money, but even the smallest amount of money on there earning interest is a huge start for you. Is 10%, 10.5 APY enough to compensate for inflation? Yeah, I mean, inflation is like 2%, but I think real inflation, if you listen to Michael Saylor, he'll say you're really losing 6, 7%, right? Opinion on gold, silver as analog. I mean, hey, if Bitcoin is digital gold, then gold and silver are analog Bitcoin, right? No, you can't, Scott. Someone said, I don't know what he's talking about, though. View on eGold, I just gave it. Yeah. Sailor, I don't know. I said 15% to Sailor on our interview, and he kind of laughed at me and said it was lower and that I was even more pessimistic than him. So I'm not sure. Not sure about that. I just joined the channel. What website are you talking about, Voyager? It's investvoyager.com. Actually, I thank you. I don't get anything, but they sponsor my podcast. If you use code Scott25, I think it's Scott25, then you would get like $25 free Bitcoin. I'm 20-year-old. I need advice. Should I trade or just keep holding? I can't offer financial advice, and I don't know if you're a good trader, but I can just tell you that 95% of traders fail and holders historically do way better. I guess the interest for Voyager says is only if you hold greater than 5,000. So then use another platform. There's a bunch of them to explore. Here, what's the Voyager business model? How do they make enough to offer such great interest rates? I had Steve Ehrlich, who was the CEO of E-Trade, by the way. He was the CEO of Voyager, which is a publicly traded company in Canada, and their stock has also mooned. But I had him. He answered this question. But I also had Alex Mashinsky from Celsius on the podcast. You can look it up. And we discussed this. So your bank takes your money that you lend, that you put in the bank. Your bank's not holding your money. They're lending it, right? So they take it, your stock as well, right? The securities lending is one of the safest and biggest income sources for banks. JP Morgan's right on their website. They make about 17% a year lending your money that you put in the bank or that you buy in stock, lending it out, right? 17%. They give you how much interest on your bank account? What? What'd you say? 0.001? You make like 4 cents by holding $1 million. It's great. So what do these companies do? They give you, Celsius's model is an 80-20, like the Pareto principle. Give you 80% of the bonus and keep 20%. Voyager, I believe, does 85-15, right? They just actually give you the money from your money that's being lent. It's really simple. Banks are a scam. New York seems to ban us from purchasing using most platforms or buying course. Yes, New York, where I lived and I love New York state of mind. It really sucks for investors and taxes. It's shitty. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do about that. Yes, Invest Voyager is only available in some states. That's true of many things, and New York has basically nothing. Yep. It's a great question. It's lack of risk management, the reason 95% of traders fail. Yeah. Well, first of all, a lot of them start before they have any idea what they're doing, but risk management is everything. And on top of risk management, the other layer is emotional management, which comes with managing risk, right? You can have a great risk management strategy, but if you execute a trade and then in the middle of the trade, you decide to move your stop loss or move your take profit or change the trade, then you no longer have risk management. And that's about emotional control to avoid doing that. Oh, price is about to hit my stop loss. It's just going to bounce and go the other way. Shit, I'm moving my stop loss down. No. When you make the decision to take a trade is when you have the best insight as to what you want to do with that trade. And anything you do after that is an emotional decision that's likely to get you wrecked. And I think that that's why most people do it, right? Even if they know a risk management strategy, they have a perfect strategy, they set the perfect stops. It's the minute that they have to take that loss that everything goes wrong because it's so hard to take a loss. So if you really want to dumb that down a little bit more, if you want to dumb that down a little bit more, it's really the ability to take a loss that causes most traders to fail, right? Like if you can't accept a loss, you can't make money trading because you have to, the key is to take your loss, move on and not care and to make sure that it's small. Why do you have toilet paper in your ears? What year are you living in, bruh? These are AirPods. They're the new hottest technology. Man, I don't know. I mean, do you even AirPod, bro? Like, do you even do Apple? My gut tells me to avoid Celsius, and I have no idea why. I don't know. Someone's asked me about the Miami mayor. The answer is he's awesome. I've been actually trying to slide in his DMs lately. We're becoming friends. He follows me on Twitter now. It's a great accomplishment. I moved from Miami about 4 years ago. Every time like the moon was too big, our street would flood. They got real problems with that. So everybody who moves down there is going to need a crypto boat. Oh, they are trying to deal with it, but like Hurricane Irma and Matthew came through, and there's videos from like high rises. We weren't there. We fled, but like of literal rivers going down our street. Why do you have toilet paper in your ears, bro? For real, those guys. I can't click on it. I'm trying. What do you use the AirPods for since you're the one talking? Listen to yourself to make sure it sounds right or something? Because I'm a DJ, bro. If you don't have headphones, you're not even DJing. The answer is because they're noise canceling and there's small people running around and stuff. Yeah. Were you a real estate broker? I was a real estate broker for a little while. When I was in Miami, I sold some houses. It's great. Casa Multisig. Yes, I believe their website is Casa Hodl, HODL or something like that. But yes, Casa Multisig. They're amazing. Please tell us about you being a real estate broker. Okay, I can tell you about that. I was transitioning out of my DJ career. I was too old to be a DJ because everybody was like 3 years old and I was old and DJing to them. And so I was slowly transitioning into trading, and I just figured, F it, I'm gonna go get my real estate license, see if I can make some money. And I did that, went and got it. And the first day that I like hung my license at Coldwell Banker, I walked into my friend's deli, and there was a dude sitting at the bar, and he was like, "Hey man, you're a real estate person who does real estate things now?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "My friend here just getting a divorce, needs to sell a house. It's right across the street. Like, why don't you go look at it?" So I walked over to this guy's house. He was like, "You want to list it?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I want to list it." Right? It's like $1 million house, something like that. More, $1.3 million, something like that. The next day, I got the listing, and I like had a little open house, and nobody came. And then someone who lived like 3 blocks away walked by and saw the sign and was like, "This house is nice. I don't have a broker, but can you sell it?" And like a month later, I closed this deal and I got the commission on both the buy and sell side, made mad money, and it was awesome. Things happen like that. Oh, the 16-year-old's back. This guy. What's up, Dean? Dean wants to be on my podcast because he's 16, but I can't do that. I think you get kicked out of DJing at 41. No, you don't. There's like most of the big DJs are like in their 50s and 60s now. They're super old. They're too old now, but they do it. Yeah. Just repeating a question above. What percent of your net worth is in crypto, both holding and trading? Currently at 90%. I know I'm overshadowed by Young. All right. So I can't tell you what to do. 90% is a lot. But if you're really young and you really can risk it, then, you do you. Until March of this year, I always said that it was kind of insane to be over like 10%. And that I like to be around 5%, right? But then crypto exploded, and it was all I could do not to let that number go up. And then they started printing money, and COVID came, and I was like, F it, I'm just going to let it roll. And it became well over 50%. Well over. Not 90, but I was pushing it, and you understand why I need to take some profit here and there, right? So, but the reality is that, it's up to the individual. It's up to your position in life. It is where it is. Is it recommended to make your money with one job and then purchase Bitcoin as a store of value as opposed to seeing Bitcoin as your investment? It's really a personal decision. Someone said they signed Cascade. He's 43. Yeah, Cascade's my age. Every time I see him DJ, he's like barefoot or in flip-flops. This is a great comment because Carl Cox is an absolute legend, and that dude's got to be 90 now. Why do you think Swissborg bumped so hard? Because they're awesome. Alex and Cyrus are my friends. I love them. I invested in the company. I keep pouring money into it over the counter. I think they're amazing. Right. So this is interesting. Did you really make 11,000 trades last year? That's almost 30 trades a day. Holy moly. So what you have to understand from tax purposes, every fill, not only every trade, every single fill is a taxable transaction. So if you're trading with any sort of size and you market buy, especially like an altcoin or something, like say you want to buy a Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin worth of something or whatever, often that will be like 50 transactions on one trade. Because oh my God, somebody just said Carl Cox isn't as good as Judge Jules. Mr. Lovian, I will literally mute you for this comment. I will mute you. You will get put in timeout. Yeah, Twitter, YouTube jail. Oh my God. So yes, you can have like 50 transactions on one trade. So no, I didn't really trade that much, and it was largely at the beginning of the year. And now that I'm not on Binance anymore, it's very, very limited what I can trade. Do you have a Celsius referral code? No, I don't think so. Just go do it. Just go do your thing. Go ahead and sign up. Judge Jules is great, but come on, dude. Carl Cox is one of the greatest DJs of all time. Judge Jules just plays like euphoric, progressive, corny trance. He's great, but whatever. You look like Zed's Dead, like the DJs, or Pulp Fiction. I was quoting Pulp Fiction yesterday. It's great. I'm not in Binance anymore because I'm an American and they hate fun. What do you think about the Hex chart? I don't. Do you like any new hip hop, or you just stick to the classics? Any recommendations? I'm a classic dude. I got some that record that's right there I was listening to earlier. It's called Hot Rap. It's got Stetsasonic, Eric B. and Rakim, Spoonie G, Salt and Peppa. A lot of classics. That's the kind of stuff I listen to. I like the beats on new stuff, but I can't deal with mumble rap. No, can't really do it. Can you chart Adam? I'll look at Adam. I'm going to go in a minute, but hey, somebody caught me at a good moment where I said, hey, yeah, I'll look at a chart for you. I'm not going to take any more requests, so don't start blowing me up. I'm going to chart Adam against Bitcoins. Look at that blank screen. So lame. So lame. I have good internet. I'm plugged in. I'm not on wireless. Oh my God, Adam. Open, please. Oh, there it is. There it is. We made it. Ooh, this is interesting here, actually. To be TBH. If you're a millennial, you know that means to be honest. If you're a millennial, like a cool kid like me. Oh man, I'd stream. So first of all, that was a clear sort of Head and Shoulders if you're looking for one, right? The neckline would have been here actually, but if we're looking for examples of Head and Shoulders, boom, 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 break, retest right there, and trickle down economics. Trickle down economics don't work, by the way. It just trickles down to other rich people. So we have a potential break of this descending resistance, which is great. And it came through on very strong volume. Now I think it's retesting it as support. So I like this. Like this is clearly some sort of consolidation. I don't like the up wicks. You need to be above 2562 here. So I would personally, even though you could buy it here, it's sitting on this horizontal diagonal descending support, but I would buy it if it flips this. So you'd be looking for this. Right there, and then up. Yeah, Adam looks great there. That looks great. Oh my God, this is so much easier. Look at what I can do. Did you guys, some of you guys might have, look, they even stay up. Look, you might have missed my dad joke that I put on the bottom. See it? It's good. It's good. It's just interest account don't work in New York. Need local law to step up. Yeah, you guys are screwed. It's bad. I live in Berlin here. All the DJs are turning into life coaches. I resemble that remark. I am currently coaching your lives. Right? Are you still in Cron? Yes, I love weed stocks here. Love it. Denzel Curry's dope. What's the best way to learn about risk management? It might be in the description, but you guys, I don't know if you all know this, but there's a guy on Twitter, Texas West Capital. He has a site called howtotradetowin.com, and he was my mentor. And I actually was one of the ones who like encouraged him and convinced him that he needed to put a course up because he's the best. I would sign up for that course immediately, join his Discord, and you will learn risk management for him. Tell me the story of the basketball. I've told this story before. It's amazing. So that's the 2007 Gator National Championship basketball team. Billy Donovan, coach, like Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Torian Green, all those dudes. Corey Brewer. I'm a huge Gator fan, but I got that ball through a very interesting way. So it was probably 2006, 2007. I had a girlfriend, didn't work out. She was hot trash. Just really a miserable human person. But she dated Joakim Noah in high school, which is weird that like a girl I dated a dude who was like 6'10". They dated in high school, and she knew I was a huge Gator fan. And like a year after we dated, my doorbell rings, which does not happen in New York City. And I open the door, and that my ex-girlfriend I have not talked to in a year is standing there with this basketball. She's like, you know, I feel really bad about how life went down, and I wanted to give you this thing. And I said, cool. And I took it and I closed the door and I never talked to her again. But now I have the basketball. And that's actually a true story. You guys don't think it's a true story, but it is. What would it take for you to get back to DJing? I just don't have interest in like being away from my family and traveling around. But if I could like take my whole family with me and go play a couple gigs, we might do that. You guys are laughing. That's a real story. 100% true. Thoughts on Janet Yellen? Janet Yellen talking about, that was funny. Janet's yelling, yo. Why is Janet yelling about cryptos? I don't know. Because she's an idiot? No, she's not. She's a brilliant woman. Listen, that's the old school view of crypto, is that, it's used for money laundering and criminals. Not to mention the fact that like 85% of dollar bills have trace amounts of cocaine on them. And that's what we use for crimes in this world, dollars. But I think she's just uninformed. But we have Gary Gensler in is the chairman of the SEC. The guy teaches blockchain at MIT. In my newsletter and on Twitter today, they released 24 hours of his courses for free from MIT. You should watch that. Right? And guys, I gotta go. I have children. I have places to be. I have things to do. The end of the day, I'm going to get rid of this 2:30 thing. I'm going to put this more important one back. Thank you to FedEx for sponsoring. Check out the newsletter. It's dope. I write it every day, Monday through Friday, and it's a lot, right? At the end of the day, guys, whatever happens, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You know, Bitcoin's not going to zero. Institutions are just starting to buy. They're just starting to get interested. This is our time. Someone said that's an awful story. She was a bad person. She was bad. It was a nice ball. It was a nice ball. I took it. I should not have taken the ball, to be honest. That's probably should have. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys very much. And I will see you all soon. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Don't even know. Could happen.